Well, howdy everyone, Cowy, your average sim racer here. This week, the V8 Supercars come to Oran Park, a track that sadly doesn't exist anymore, but iRacing managed to get out there and laser scan it before they tore it up and put in new housing. So, at least we still have it, you know, in the virtual sense, so we can still enjoy it. Now, it's a tight little track here in the suburbs of Western Sydney. I used to live not too far from this track, actually. But yeah, it's quite a tricky track for the V8 Supercars. As you can see, someone decided to go a bit wild there. David, I'll get out of Phillips Road as well. We might just sit here and let Andy through as well. Even though I'm sort of practicing, you'll note I've put the relatives and that up for you guys, because it's a good idea to always get used to using it, especially when you're doing practice. You want to be respectful. But alright, so we're just sweeping around. You can see it's nice and windy and sweepy. This is one of those tracks that you really will chew up tyres trying to push hard through here. Alright, so let's get ready. I'm generally braking at that sort of muddy stain on the road there. It stays there pretty much always. Alright. Now I think this setup is slightly different from the current VRS one. I think I've extended the gear range by one. Just meant I wasn't shifting quite as much. And if you know anything about my recent history of blowing up engines in races, that's probably something to go with. Alright, so we're back to second there. Be really careful modulating your brake into that corner, because you're trying to turn as well as sort of slow up the car. Now we're looking at braking just before the curbing back there. Back to second. Try and be smooth. Alright, again, back to second here, and you really want to try and be smooth on the exit so the car doesn't rotate too much on you there like I tried to do. Lift, maybe a tiny bit of brake as you get to the top. Carry speed through. I generally stay in third there because you want to really try and maximise your speed through those two sections. Alright, back to third. Cut the corner again, you can see the car wanting to slide. Alright, really cut this, otherwise you'll float wide there, and back to do it all again. I think a good lap around here is probably in the 5s, the quick guys will be in the 4s, and us mere mortals will probably be sitting in the 6s somewhere. Yeah, that's a 6-4 there. So we're braking just past the change of the fence height there. And then I'm sort of modulating my brakes or lifting and coming off, trying to get the car turned in. Probably should have broken a little bit earlier then, I think, maybe. Alright, back to second again, trying to sweep in and get on the power and be smooth. See, even then there's a bump there that sort of makes it hard for the car to get on the gas. Oh, a bit smoother there. Braking, we'll get to the top, tucking it in. Maybe tried fourth here. You're going to have to go back to third for this section. So I suppose it'll come down to your comfort levels and how much you want to shift. But I'm sure that my team captain will tell me that that's probably suboptimal. Alright, and let's go back and try one more lap. What we'll do is we'll bring it around and we'll show you the pit entry. This time this is going to be a bit closer to a 6 flat. Quite made a 5, no, 6.2. Alright, what we'll do is we'll bring it into the pits this lap, show you the pit entry. You can see how I'm just modulating that brake, trying to find where I can turn in and get on the gas. You're almost treating that corner a little bit like a double apex, I reckon. Alright. A few guys out on track here, so I'm not going terrible. A few of the faster guys are on track doing some practice. Being an iconic Aussie track, it's sort of one of those that might bring a few more guys out this week. We'll see. The officials. Alright, you see I'm sort of trying short shift in there, just trying to see if I can get the car to settle. You probably hear quite a bit of wheel squeal as well, and it sort of seems to be one of those tracks that you slide the car around. Alright, so back to second. Now there's a Marshall sort of grate over here. That's where you're looking to brake. Just before that, get down under the pit limit speed. But be very careful, because if you've got guys up your back battling with you, they could easily punt you going into there if they don't think you're going into the pits. So this actually might be one of those tracks to have that, you know, going into the pits button so that you can let people know that's what you're doing.
2, 1, right here.
Alright guys, anyway,
All
we'll
clear.
leave the
Contact.
video there. Cowy Average Sim Racer signing off. There's a look at Oran Park, and good luck this week, and hopefully we'll see you out on track. Cheers.